Throughout the semester, we have talked quite a bit about the importance of professional literature and research, and that peer review adds credibility to the ideas presented in the professional literature. The class requirements include a research presentation, and we will use the peer review process to assess the presentations. So let's take a look at how this process works. First, think about what peer review means. Peer review is a process to provide professional assistance to publishers about materials submitted for publication based on advanced ideas, discoveries, developments, and issues of concern to the profession. Editors are in positions to select materials for publication, yet they have to accept that they are unable to attain expertise and strong intelligence in all disciplines, so they rely heavily on experts in all professions to assist in editing and selecting materials for publication. Editors look for peer reviewers to have experience and education in the profession the journal article is written for. Consider a new teacher that has developed a new method to teach addition to children. The teacher would probably share the idea with a few other teachers and get some comments about how to improve it, right? Peer review is similar to that. The ideas are presented to appropriate professionals for comments. These comments may reflect concerns about a new method, stimulate discussion, and/or generate some ideas to improve the new method. However, if the teacher consulted people not involved in education, such as journalists or salesmen, the responses would have limited impact. Meanwhile, if the reviewers were experienced teachers, the comments would have a much stronger impact and would be accepted with a great deal of appreciation. Professionals in every field rely on the experience of those willing to assist in sharing knowledge with others in their profession. In addition, these experienced professionals assist the publishers to understand the advanced information in their field as it develops. So, when an editor asks for assistance with peer review, the reviewer is asked to assess the quality of the material. Should it be published? Will it contribute to the profession? The peer review process has many steps. First, the author needs to do the research, compile the material, and compose the article, and decide what publication is appropriate to publish the article. After choosing the article is sent to the publisher of the journal, and the publisher's staff of editors reviews the article. If the editors view the article to have merit for the professional audience, they select peer reviewers from that discipline and send them each a copy of the article. Each reviewer has a few weeks to read and make comments on the article, then return it to the editor. The editor then reviews the comments and decides if the article warrants publication. The editor returns the reviewer's comments and editorial comments to the author with a decision about whether the article will be published. The author has a few weeks to make revisions based on the comments from the editor and reviewers and resubmit the article to the editor. This cycle can continue several times, or sometimes the article only goes through the cycle once before being published. The peer review process is even stronger when it is a blind peer review, which means that neither party knows the identity of the other. The author doesn't know the peer reviewers don't know who else is providing comments, and they don't know the identity of the author. The editor selects the reviewers and acts as the go-between for both parties, and the impact factor for the article is much stronger. Many people choose the journal to publish in based on the impact factor. It adds a great deal of weight or prestige to the article. So, what kinds of things does a peer reviewer share with the author? Many people just look at the basics of grammar, word choice, and how the material is organized, and those things are important to make sure the information is explained clearly. In addition, consider the use of graphics and other audiovisual materials. Do they contribute to understanding the issue at hand? Or do they distract the audience and lessen the impact of the material? Overall, the reviewers question whether the ideas apply to the professional audience of the journal. In addition, experts in the field will also assess the research methods and make some comments about whether the methods develop results that are valid. Are they performed in a manner that is reliable and consistent? Is there any ethical misconduct? Has the research project been approved by the Human or Animal Research Oversight Program? Constructive criticism is important to the vetting of ideas presented and needs to note problem areas or weaknesses in the research. Reviewers can make suggestions about how the material could be improved, but they need to be careful to remain objective and not get involved in the research. However, when comments are limited to the problems, the criticism has a negative tone, so also note the features that are well done. Reviewers should make comments as specific as possible and state them with tact and professional demeanor. Sarcasm and snippy comments are not appropriate in the peer review process. Peer review should never be assumed by authors or researchers, although it is fairly common. Any type of professional literature can go through the blind peer review process, although the peer review process is usually for books and journals. Many journals are not peer reviewed, but those that are peer reviewed have a much higher impact factor. Magazines and newspapers are not peer reviewed. If you have any questions, please contact me.